Colleagues, today I stand before you to celebrate the beauty of Michigan's landscapes and the majesty of the Great Lakes, and to sound an alarm. If we do not act now, the dedicated people who safeguard our natural spaces and waterways, the scientists, conservationists, and park employees who dedicate their lives to this mission will no longer be there to protect them. The time to act is now, and the responsibility to speak out is ours. Michigan is defined by its waters and wild spaces. The Great Lakes holds 20% of the world's fresh surface water, sustaining local economies, providing drinking water to millions, and supporting a diverse ecosystem that depends on our careful stewardship. Our beautiful National Lakeshore, Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore, brings over 1.5 million visitors a year, with a cumulative benefit of over $200 million to the communities around the lakeshore. Yet today, at the very foundation of these protections is under threat. Another wave of devastating federal cuts brought on by the Republican administration of Donald Trump and Elon Musk has stripped funding from Great Lakes research, invasive species control and conservation efforts, including work to keep pollution out of our streams, protect the endangered piping plover during breeding season, and make trails and parks accessible to the public. The Republican Trump and Musk administration is firing important federal workers whose work benefits everyday normal Americans and Michiganders to fund tax cuts for billionaires. In my district, scientists in the Ann Arbor office, making up 15% of the Fish and Wildlife Service workforce, who monitor fish populations, invasive lamprey eels, and toxic algae blooms, have been summarily fired. These vital positions protect Michigan's fishery from destructive economic losses and collapse. Forestry workers who preserve and maintain our public parks have been let go, thanks to Donald Trump. The National Park Service, which supports over 415,000 jobs in Michigan and contributed over $26 billion to our economy last year, now have many of their staff fired to fund billionaire tax breaks, and they face vast staffing shortages that threaten both jobs and visitor access and safety. I almost can't go anywhere in my district without meeting someone who has lost their job and then understanding that the work they did was important and would benefit us, the people of Michigan. The consequences of these funding cuts are real. Not only are there hundreds of thousands of jobs at stake, but without experts working to control invasive species like the sea lamprey and Asian carp, our fisheries, a cornerstone of Michigan's economy, face collapse. The Brandon Road Dam, key to keeping the giant, fertile, and very hungry Asian carp out of the Great Lakes, was put on hold amid the chaos of the federal funding freeze. Without proper funding for Sleeping Bear Dunes and other natural landmarks, communities that rely on outdoor tourism will suffer significantly, with dwindling opportunities for our residents. Our constituents will and are suffering. Many are already. We should not underestimate the harmful economic effects of mass firings, environmental degradation of sensitive or publicly accessible lands, nor overlook the impact on residents' physical and mental health. Well-maintained forests and wetlands have been proven to absorb excess carbon dioxide, which improves our air quality and is crucial to the health of Michiganders. They reduce flooding, and tourism depends on proper staffing in our parks, which belong to all of us. This isn't just about keeping our state beautiful. It's about standing up for the people whose livelihoods depend on it, the biologists, park rangers, and conservationists who protect our shared future. It's about ensuring that we, our families, and the next generation of Michiganders can drink clean water, hike our trails, and fish in our lakes without fear of contamination or collapse. I ask all of my colleagues to stand with me to fight for funding and policies, federal and state, prioritizing conservation, research, funding protection from pollution and destruction, and investing in the people who make this work possible, many of whom are our constituents. Our natural heritage and the thousands of jobs tied to it are worth protecting. The responsibility to protect the land, the water, the air, and the people of our state, and the responsibility to ensure our residents have access to our parks, complete with camping and sanitary facilities, is not just mine or yours. It doesn't belong to Democrats or Republicans either. It belongs to all of us. Protecting our great state is a shared responsibility, and together we must ensure that Michigan's landscapes remain a source of pride and economic activity and a healthy, thriving home for generations to come.